G'day, Dave Clark here, and I want to share some important tips with you from my many years of teaching drums. Number one, you got to listen to music. If you're learning a musical instrument, it makes sense, particularly the drum kit. Now if you think, well, I actually don't listen to a lot of music, there's some great apps out there, things like Spotify, where they can create playlists for you from just say one artist that you might like, or even just one song. And you can go to Song Radio and it will create a list for you of suggested songs that are kind of like that artist or that song. You can also talk to family and friends, see what they're into, and you can start creating a bit of a list. Also, I'd recommend listening to some music that isn't just that one style or your favourite style. Just branch out occasionally and listen to something different, and you'll hear some different things, and particularly what the drums are doing in those different styles that you might be able to use. Number two, practice. And we think of that one as like, oh, homework. But there's a reason we say we're going to go play an instrument. We play this instrument because it's fun, right? We're going to play the drums. So how often should you play the drums? Well, look, I say every day. Now, it's probably not going to quite work out that way. Life gets in the way, things happen. But if you aim to get on the kit every day. Now, how long should you practice for? It really depends on how long you've been learning and playing. If you've played for 10 years, you're going to have a lot more material you could cover. If you've just started, then you probably only need to do maybe 5-10 minutes to get started and run through those couple of exercises a few times. Leave it, come back the next day, do it again. And the proof is in all the studies, if you look this up, that one of the best ways to improve on something is to do it regularly, not necessarily for hours at a time, but just more like every day. So that's the goal. And if you get 4 or 5 good sessions in there, that's pretty good. Next point has 3 categories: inspiration, motivation, and organisation. What inspires you? Why do you want to play this instrument? If you have a favourite band, you might be able to find some videos on YouTube where that actual drummer talks about their approach to drumming, and you might be able to pick up some specific tips in that way. But yeah, look for the things that really inspire you, and you can feed that, particularly these days with a lot of resources out there. Motivation's an interesting one. I think a lot of people will say, oh, I didn't really feel motivated to practice this week. And I think they're sort of waiting. They're waiting for the perfect scenario, or someone else to tell them to go do it. I think that can sometimes better off be replaced with discipline, where you go, I don't really feel like it today, but I'm going to have a hit anyway. I'll just run through that one song or those couple of exercises. I'll just do that little bit. And then you get into a really good habit. Now, organisation is something that your teacher can help you with. There's a lot of information out there, and you go, well, I've played drums for a little bit. I don't know, what should I do next? I don't know where to go with this. And your teacher can really help you then go, all right, this is where you're at. This is what you can do next. I think it's important then to trust what your teacher's suggesting there and run through those particular exercises. Because if you try and skip too far ahead, you kind of get a bit frustrating. I can't do this drumming thing. Might have to just back it off a little, and your teacher can help you say, hey, this is where we're at. And also things like just bringing your equipment along, to lessons and writing down what you've actually been playing at home. And our last one, super important for almost anything you do in life, your attitude towards it, your approach. If you're going to go play basketball, you want to give it a crack, right? You'll go to the training, you'll try and keep your fitness up, you'll shoot some hoops at home, and it's the same goes for learning a musical instrument. Give it a crack. Sometimes I hear people say, oh, I'm just doing it for a bit of fun. And I think there's a bit of an underlying sort of excuse in that, where they're sort of saying, so therefore I don't need to put any effort in, and I don't need to practice because it's just fun. But if you think about it, where is the fun in that? And particularly after a little while, if you're not actually playing and you're not sort of seeking to improve, you're sort of going to run out of, there's not going to be much fun sort of had when you're not really getting anywhere with the instrument. So it's sort of more fun to actually give it a crack and go, yeah, all right, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna be practicing a bit and just have a go. Are you going to be a professional musician? Hey, maybe, But who knows? And it's you know, better off starting off going, hey, I'm just going to give this a go and see where it leads me. Enjoy your time learning a musical instrument. I'll see you around.